Look at me, I'm always blissed out. Look into my eyes and see I'm stoned. Never been on a substance, but always stoned.
Hello YouTube, it's the Utopian Buddha. So that video you just saw is a video of Sadhguru talking about the effects of Shambhavi Mahamudra, right? Today I was doing my practice inside the abode. I'm actually living here at Isha, Tennessee. And I just had this experience inside the abode, the Adiyogi abode, where I experienced such a deep sense of peace and joy and happiness, and I was pretty close to blissed out today. And I just was like, I don't want this feeling to end. And of course the feeling ended because I'm not enlightened, but the bliss was real for those, 5 minutes or few minutes or so. And I was just like, God, I am so happy. I don't want this feeling to end. And I make this video to let you guys in on the secret to life, right? I'm a very skeptical human being. I'm not a big fan of gurus, like I've always been like, who does this guy think he is? He's acting like a guru. But there's, at least with Sadhguru, there's something very real about his experience. He really is a guru. He really is enlightened, because Shambhavi Mahamudra, there's the scientific side to Shambhavi Mahamudra, and then there's the esoteric or energetic side to Shambhavi Mahamudra, right? You can't just go and learn Shambhavi Mahamudra from anyone, because there's an energetic transmission that happens from Sadhguru's blissful existence to you, right? And Shambhavi Mahamudra, there's Harvard, like the big fancy college, Harvard University, has done all these studies where they found that Shambhavi Mahamudra reduces depression, reduces stress, reduces anxiety, increases levels of joy and happiness, shifts your brainwave states and everything like that. But that's the scientific side. The energetic side is that Sadhguru is transmitting his bliss to you. And if you don't know anything about Sadhguru, he went, at 26 or something, he went into a state of enlightenment where he just went into a state of bliss and never came back from that state. I've experienced this bliss, but I've always come back down, But anyways, so the idea is, I've always been very skeptical of like, I'm like, well, who's this Sadhguru guy, right? Like what, he's just teaching yoga, it's nothing special, but it is special if you get it from a being who's in a state of bliss, right? And what else was I gonna say? The Shambhavi Mahamudra works. Okay, so here's the idea that I've been thinking about and toying with, and I'll leave you with this idea. Drugs, I have been a drug addict. I used to be a drug addict. I'm no longer a drug addict. I'm a yoga addict now. Drugs follow the law of diminishing returns. The more you do drugs, the more you need, the less effective they are, whereas yoga follows the law of expanding returns. The Shambhavi Mahamudra that I'm doing, the practices that I'm doing, it's yoga and breathing practices. They build up over time. You can't just do it one day and then stop. You have to do it daily, consistently. But the buildup is worth it, because the law of expanding returns. Yoga follows the law of expanding returns. The more you do it, the better it gets, and the more effective it is, and the more high you get, the higher you get. So that's all I wanted to share today, guys. Have a good one.